All right. Hi, everybody. Uh, Welcome to a resource that we're trying to help our churches with. Obviously, with some of the new things that have transpired over just the last few days, this session, particularly online services, has become even a greater sense of help and priority. The landscape is shifting literally day by day here. So we're trying to do everything we can to come alongside to help our churches. Some of you have got a great handle on online services and online giving and such. Some of our other churches have never really dabbled with that or looked into it or started to use that. So we're just trying to make available from the district office ways we can help. Yesterday, and by the way, these sessions are recorded. They'll be posted later for people that couldn't log on at 2 o'clock and still take advantage of this information. So even yesterday's session on online giving and the portals that the district's making available for your church to have an online giving portal during this crisis will still be available online for people to view and to watch. Some people have already called asking if that's possible. And we've assured them that we're taping all 3 of these days Zoom meetings so that the information will be made available. First, I want you to know we're really praying for all of you out there who are dealing with this on a state by state and city by city, village by village, town by town situation. This is really an important time for the church to take some real leadership in their communities, to show the best side of what it means to be the community of Christ. And even though this is difficult for our churches to gather together physically and have services, the church is not our buildings, it's us as people. And so there's really unique opportunity here for the church to minister in the community in practical ways. Some churches have been giving out toilet paper and for free to people in the community and doing all kinds of different unique things. I really encourage you to sit down with your church leadership to actually explore creative ways that you can touch your community, minister in the name of your church to the people that you are physically and geographically located, and give opportunity to have the church rise up at a time like this and do the best. And this is stuff the church has done in history. It's did it when the people of God were taken into Babylonian captivity to a strange land, and they were instructed by Jeremiah to prosper the Babylonians, to settle down, to build houses, to help them prosper, because if they prospered, then they as God's people would prosper too. So there's certainly precedent biblically for us to take advantage of the opportunities that God has given us to minister at a time like this. So we hope we can come alongside and help. This session today should be particularly helpful for our churches now that the decree has been made to not gather more than 10, to give you a chance to do this online. I've already contacted a number of people in churches that don't necessarily have developed this yet, to tell them that we could still offer a preaching point. I could preach on Sunday in the next few weeks if needed, and make that available as a Zoom meeting from my home. So most of you will be able to still do this, and Travis in just a minute is going to take the time to develop that with you. So we're glad you're with us today. I'm going to turn this over to Travis so he can start talking about resources. He'll take questions as well, and we just want you to know this is being recorded so we can make this available to everybody else later on. But any way that we can help here at the district office, we're here to help you. That's all we're about. And so pleased that you joined us today. God bless you. And Travis, I'll hand it over to you.
All right. So if you missed yesterday we talked about online giving, the importance of it, as well as, some platforms that are available to you. Today, it's all about live streaming. We're going to talk about a few different things as far as it pertains to live streaming. Let me show my slides. There we go. Quick overview of what today's going to look like. First, we're going to talk about what is live streaming, in case maybe you don't know exactly how it works or what it is. Then we're going to talk about do you need to live stream? I think it's one of those things where a lot of times it's really easy for people to think that they automatically have to live stream. But we're going to go into some alternatives to live streaming in case maybe you think live streaming isn't what we need right now. And then we're going to 3 live streaming platforms that are available, all at no cost. And then just some equipment that you will need to start with, and then some equipment if this is something you really want to take and run with, if this is something you really want to continue on after this crisis. And then a few tips as far as live streaming is concerned, and then we'll open it up to some Q&A. So what is live streaming? Live streaming allows you, I'm going to mute people real quick. There we go. Live streaming allows you to present your Sunday morning or your midweek service to those who are unable to attend. A lot of people are sometimes missing church for a countless number of reasons. Could be snow days, could be winter related, could be they're sick. And so live streaming allows those people to still attend your Sunday morning or midweek service. Live streaming is a convenient way for others to check out your church as well. You know, we're in a new day and age. It used to be that people would sometimes make up a judgment of a church based off of their lawn, off of their landscaping, their sign, how it looks, how the people react. Your lawn, your sign, so to speak, is now your website, your internet presence, and so your live stream will sometimes be ways that they'll look at your service online and then decide whether or not to come. But that's not the main reason for live streaming, and I want to make that clear. If you're wanting to live stream to grow your church, I can tell you right now that's not the correct motive to have when it comes to live streaming. Live streaming opens up another avenue for people to hear the gospel and to be connected with your church. But that shouldn't be the purpose of it. The purpose of it should be to stay connected with your current members. And then if other people come to your church because of it, then praise God. But the main purpose of it is to stay connected with those that are in attendance, that are going. And so do you need to live stream? Like I said, not everyone needs to live stream their services. It's really a church by church basis. In the crisis we're in now, a lot of people are wanting to live stream their services to stay connected. And so instances like today, instances like the next couple of weeks we're going to be in, those, yeah, absolutely. Almost everyone's going to want to live stream. But after this point, do you need to live stream? You may not need to live stream. Sometimes the cost and the work it takes to live stream can outweigh the benefits. You know, if it's one person that's missing church every now and again, and you're spending all your time and energy and trying to get a live stream up on your Facebook page or on your website, it can be really, really hard to do. People will use your live stream as a gauge to the in-person experience. So just like I mentioned before, they're going to look at your live stream and immediately think, okay, this is how it is online, so this has got to be what it's like on in person. And so you want to make sure your audio is good, your video is good, all that stuff. And so whether or not you need to live stream, that's really going to be a decision for you and maybe your board. If you want to pour the resources into it. Some of the solutions we're going to talk about this morning are real cost effective, not going to cost anything, but to bring the level up that many of you probably want your live streams to be at, you'll have to put some money into it, some work into it. But we're going to talk about some real cost-effective, free things you can do right off the bat. Before we talk about those, I want to talk about some alternatives to live streaming. Some of these are short-term solutions. So just like with giving, we talked about short-term solutions, and some of these are those same things. It's not meant to be for long-term, but just for now during this crisis. One of the main ones is pre-recording your messages. So right now, you know, if you have a video camera system, you could, you know, pre-record your message for Sunday morning and then post it to YouTube, post it to Facebook, and you don't even have to worry about anything come Sunday morning. In fact, Restoration Church down in Dover. I don't know if you saw the post, but in the Facebook group, they have opened up their facilities. They are a live streaming church. They've been live streaming for about a couple months, I believe now. And so they have the cameras, they have the system in place to record your message. And so I don't know if Pastor Nate or Pastor Andrew want to cut in real quick and just talk about what you're offering in case anyone around the area wants to take part in it.
Yeah. What you can do if you'd like to is come in, we'll set up the cameras, record your sermon, make sure the audio is good to go. And then what you can do is take that sermon and load it on Facebook as a premiere, and then it will appear Sunday morning as if it's live. And that's one way to do it. Preaching to an empty room is not very fun. I did it for about 6 months before we could afford to buy what we needed when we launched Plymouth. But God does use it, and we've got testimonies from that season that shocked even us. Absolutely.
So that's something that is available to you guys. You just have to reach out to Pastor Nate and let him know you want to utilize it. Once again, like I said, that's probably a very short-term solution. That's not something you're going to want to do for, weeks and weeks on end, but for the next couple of weeks, absolutely. I put in there, sometimes you don't have to live stream your service. I think sometimes when we think about live streaming, especially during this time, we think we have to recreate our Sunday morning service, and that's not necessarily what you have to do. It really depends on your church and the culture of your church, but you could easily just go live and do small devotions, and you could do that multiple times a week. It doesn't just have to be on Sunday morning. I think something that we're learning as far as churches in general with this coronavirus crisis is that the church has been existing within four walls for far too long. And so what this is causing churches across our nation to do is start being creative and figuring out how can we bring church outside of the building and how can we continue it throughout the week. And so, you don't have to live stream your service. You can live stream, go live at your house, go live in your study in front of the fireplace, and share a devotional or something that God's speaking to you. In fact, I recommend that more than I recommend live streaming your service, because what that allows, that allows your people to see you in your setting, outside of the pulpit, outside of the stage, and in your own house, in your own place, and you can speak directly into their life through that. The other thing is you could utilize another church's live stream and start a watch party. So we're seeing this with a couple people in our district that know that Pastor Nate and Restoration Church, they have a live stream up and running. They're saying, hey, look, we don't really have the capabilities to live stream. So if you're interested, you can check out theirs. I'm going to show you what a watch party kind of looks like in just a second. Let me change this. So this is kind of what it looks like. I already went up on here. I found one of their live streams. Once they go live, you can click on it. I'll show you how I got to this. You click these three dots right here. It says Start Watch Party. You click on Start Watch Party, and you can do this on your timeline or in a group. If your church has a Facebook group, you can do it there as well. And you can invite people to watch this with you. So if there's another church across the nation that you want to have check out, you want your people to check out. It could be a church in California. It could be a church in northern New England. It could be a church anywhere. You can find their live stream on Facebook, start a watch party, and still be together. And then that's really what the purpose of this all is to stay connected as one. Tomorrow we're going to talk about how you can still do small groups and you can still connect with your church members one-on-one in today's digital age, especially with us not being able to meet in person. And so that's the purpose of live streaming too, is to stay connected with your people, stay connected with what they're doing and what God's doing in their lives. So it doesn't have to be your church. It can be any church. Let's go back to my slides. So now we're going to talk about some live streaming platforms. There's really three main ones that I would recommend. Facebook Live is probably the number one that everyone uses. Many churches use it. It's the easiest one to get going because it's the easiest thing to set up. It's really not that hard. All you've got to do is have a Facebook account. You have a Facebook account and you can access Facebook Live, and you can do it straight from your phone. The majority of your church is already on Facebook, most likely. So it doesn't matter if they're not on Facebook, as long as your page is public, or as long as your group is public, then they can still access it. If it's private in any way, they won't be able to access it. But any other way, absolutely. So I'm going to show you real quick how to do this. So here's Facebook. Let me get rid of these messages. Sorry, those people that messaged me. So here's my Facebook page. You usually will create a post if you want to type anything. When you click on it, it pops open. Click these three dots. And then you'll see this right here. It says live video. You click on live video. Then boom, we're right there. We're ready. This is where you can put all your information. This is where you can choose what camera you want to use, your microphones. Really, that's all it takes. You click on live video, and then you hit go live. I'm not going to do that because then I will go live, and I don't want to right now. But that is the easiest way to go live, is just straight from your page. If you have a church Facebook page, you can do the same thing. I'll show you using the youth Facebook page on NNED Youth. So you go to your Facebook page, and it's the same thing. You go to write a post, you click these three dots. Okay. It's usually right here.
It's up above, Travis. If you scroll up.
They moved it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Scroll up. It's, yep. There you go. Create live.
So so many people use it that they made its own main button right here, create live. And it will basically look the same way. It pops open, and there you go. You can type what you want, and it will be all good. So that's Facebook Live. A little bit about what Facebook has to offer. There's not really too much more to it, as much as it is, it's super easy to use. It's super easy to maneuver. You can share it, so your congregation can share it. People that live in other states can see it. If they're friends with people in your church, you can use it with very little equipment. It doesn't take a whole lot of equipment. You can, like I said, you can do it straight from your phone, which the other two platforms don't really allow that. You usually have to have an external camera. So Facebook, you can use your phone. I put on there, it's best if used with a Facebook page. It's just, you have better statistics. You're able to see, exactly who's watching, how long they're watching for. And so that's Facebook Live. YouTube Live is a little different. YouTube Live is a little different. It takes some time to sign up for it. So I didn't know this. I was getting stuff ready, and it takes 24 hours once you want to go live. You have to sign in and say you want to go live on Facebook. It takes 24 hours for you to be able to go live. And so you don't want to wait till Sunday. If you want to use YouTube, I suggest signing up for it right now. And you're unable to use it with mobile unless you have 1,000 subscribers to your YouTube channel, which I don't know any of us who have 1,000 subscribers. You can also use it with very little equipment. Like I said, if you are using it with mobile, you can only use it with mobile for 1,000 subscribers. But what I would say YouTube's great for is to upload your pre-recorded sermons to. It's a great place to upload videos that you've already recorded. It hosts those videos, it holds onto those videos, and you don't have to worry about it too much. Facebook can sometimes compress videos and images, which just means it's a little lower quality. So that's why I always recommend YouTube to upload your videos to. There's no real compression. YouTube doesn't use too much of that. The last platform I want to talk about is Church Online platform. So many of you may know about Pastor Craig Rochelle's church, Life.Church. I believe it's out in Oklahoma. And they offer tons of free resources. Church Online platform is one of these. Their big thing is it's free now and it's free always. When we talk about Facebook Live and we talk about YouTube Live, there could come a time where they want to start charging nonprofits, or they want to start charging people to use their live services. Right now, that's not the case, but there could come a time where they do. Church Online platform says, look, we're always going to be free for you as a church, as a nonprofit. It's real easy to set up, and they have a support system there for you. It offers high customization, so you can put in your own logos. You can you can change the colors of it. You can make it your own, and it can look really well done. Church Online is one of those things that I would consider a long-term solution. So if this is something that you're wanting to do on a regular basis, a Church Online platform is what I would suggest. And it's great for audience interaction. So the one thing that you can do with Church Online is you can put in links, and it could be a link to a video you want them to watch, or a link to your write-ins, your fill-ins, and your people can click on that link and automatically have access to it without any hesitation. As far as Facebook goes right now, if you post a link, it doesn't automatically work. They have to copy and paste it. But Church Online is great for audience interaction. And so those are kind of the three platforms I suggest: Facebook, YouTube, and Church Online. For the immediate, I'd say Facebook's the way to go. The only equipment you need for Facebook is your phone, and I'd suggest a tripod, which we'll get into that right now. Is some low-cost equipment to help you live stream. You just need a phone. It's really as simple as having a phone, an iPhone, or an Android. It doesn't matter. What I would say is the newer the phone, the better the quality of the camera. These cameras, the newest iPhone has a better camera than my actual Canon DSLR camera. So the newer the phone, the better the quality of video, and usually the better quality of sound as well. It works with Facebook Live as soon as you log into Facebook. It's real simple to do it. I can show you right now. There's my Facebook profile, my Facebook page. I just click live, and boom. That's all it takes. I just have to hit live and go. It's easy to record. So if you want to record your own videos, you don't have to do it on Facebook. You can use the camera function. And a lot of the times it's really easy to edit your video as well. Cut off the beginning to cut off the end. What I would say is, if you're live streaming, make sure you have a stable internet connection. We'll get into that with the tips as well. But you want to make sure you have a very stable internet connection, because it will be real easy for your live stream to drop. And if it drops, then you have to start over again. And it makes for a lesser user experience. And we're about people. We're about connecting with people, and we want to make it as seamless and easy for them as possible. So tripod and mounts. There's several tripods and mounts available. What I would suggest if you're using your phone is to get a mobile phone mount. And I've got one to show you right here. Oh, that's a mic. Oh, I deleted the mobile phone mount. There are mobile phone mounts on Amazon. All you got to do is type in mobile phone mount. There's several available. Tripod. The reason why you want a tripod, the reason why you want some kind of mount for your phone is for stabilization. If someone's holding that phone, most people can't hold their hands still for long periods of time. And so if someone's holding that phone, it's going to get tired. They're going to start shaking. They're going to start swaying. And you're going to cause some kind of motion sickness to the person watching your stream. So by getting some kind of tripod, so something like this, and there's so many out there, this one's running for about $36. There's some for $30. There's some for $15. And it's really, with everything else, you kind of get what you pay for. So if you get a $10 mount or tripod, it may not last as long as a $35 one. You saw mics, the mic that I just had there. That one plugs directly into your headphone jack, or if you have a newer iPhone, it plugs directly into the lightning jack of your phone. And what this does, it just helps your sound a little better, especially if you're live streaming from your stage in your church. Many of us have high ceilings in our church, and that can cause for a lot of echo. It can cause for a lot of feedback. And so by using a mic like this, either with a cover, that just kind of helps it sound better. Once again, we're trying to make it a good experience for your people, for your church people. That's what it's for them. It's about them. And so there are some other options that we have as well. As far as cameras go, this is more of the long-term solutions. I picked 3 cameras, and you may be looking at the prices right now and automatically thinking, no way is that going to happen. And this is just to get you thinking. I know for some of you may be saying, look, we're not going to do this long-term. I just need solutions now. I get that. You can use your phone, you can use your mount, and use Facebook Live. But if this is something that you're wanting to look at doing and you want to elevate that experience, I want to help you out. And so for the best budget, it's a Canon G20. It's a $800 camera. That's what we used at Centerpoint when I started live streaming there. We got that. It's a great distance camera, up to 50 feet. You can be 50 feet from the speaker. It's good quality, real easy to use. A good mid-range, so it goes past that 50 feet. You can zoom in a little more. The quality is a little better. For $1,300 is the Canon XA11. Don't ask me why they have all these numbers and letters. And then the last is Sony PXW X160 for $3,500. All of these can be found on Amazon. I've got them up and ready to show you. So this is the G20. This is the one that we use. It has a HDMI out. All these will have HDMI out. Make it real easy for you to use. This is the XA11. And, you see they're a little beefier. They have a little more options for you. And then the last one is the Sony PX WX160, which is actually less than 35. It's 34.50. But that's if, you're looking long term. And so those are some of the cameras that you could get for yourself, for your church, if you wanted to use them. And then if you're going that route with a camera, I recommend something to use, streaming hardware. Usually you get a little box that you can plug your camera into. The one I recommend the most is the Teradek VidiU. Once again, it can be found on Amazon. It's another $700. So you can see as you start to want to get serious about this and you want to make sure the quality is good, the price is going to go up. And that's why I said live streaming may not be for everyone. Sometimes the price, if you want to do it really well, does outweigh the benefits. But if you want to do live streaming and you want to do it really well, I recommend the Canon G20 for $800, a Teradek VidiU for $700. That's really all you need to get started. And what the Teradek allows you to do is it allows you to stream to YouTube, to Facebook, to Church Online, to Twitch, to anything and everything out there. But it works with cameras and not mobile phones. So if you get the Teradek, you have to have, a video camera. If you get a video camera, you usually have to have something like the Teradek to use. So they kind of are one and the same to be used. But I know, not everyone's going to go that route. And so let's talk about some tips just for streaming in general. Don't stream music without the proper license. So if we go back to my website, well, not my website, but my browser. This is CCLI's website. Many of you probably have a CCLI license. If you don't have a CCLI license at all, I'd call the district office, talk to me. We got to get you set up with one of these because it means you are playing copyrighted music, which is illegal unless you have a CCLI license. Now, to stream. So the CCLI license only allows you these things right here: to store lyrics, make custom arrangements, print songs, project, record services, translate songs. That's all that does. The base CCLI only allows you to do that. You need the streaming license if you want to stream music through Facebook Live, through YouTube Live, through anything. You need a streaming license. This is what allows you to stream, and it's an add-on. So you come down here. Don't know how these marks came on there, but there are different audience sizes. So depending on how large your church is how much the base copyright license, the base CCLI license is. And then it's an additional $63 or $66, $69 for the streaming. You need that streaming license if you want to stream music, if you want to go live with music. If you don't have that, you are setting your church up for some legal trouble. And I know it's easy to say, well, not that many people, come to my church, or not that many people, who's going to come. It's will happen a lot easier than you think. And so I encourage you, make sure you have the proper licenses in place. But don't just recreate your service. Especially in a time like right now, I recommend not just recreating your service. Do something different. Think outside of the box. If your people could come on a Sunday morning right now, then yeah, you could just recreate your service just in case they missed that Sunday. But they can't come on a Sunday morning. And so to just, redo your service, that may not be the best option for you. Allow them to see your family. Allow them to see you with your husband or your wife, sharing the word together. Do things a little differently than you're used to. It could be a little uncomfortable. I know for a lot of people, you're comfortable on stage speaking, but when it comes to being in front of a camera, it can get really hard. I'm the same way. I do not like the camera. And so, it's okay. You don't have to do things the exact same way. Do things a little different. Make sure your video is stable. You want to make sure you're not shaking at all. If you're shaking at all, it's going to look blurry, first of all, but it's going to be hard for your people to watch it, and they may decide not to. So you want to make sure that they're able to keep it stable. Use a stable internet connection. I recommend, if you are at a place that maybe doesn't have the best internet, then whatever you're using to go live is the only thing connected to the internet. Make sure your phone's disconnected. Make sure your computer's disconnected. That's if you don't have a secure, fast internet connection, because it will be really easy for you to go live and you'll think it's working fine, and then 5 minutes go by, and all of a sudden your internet falls out, and you lose that connection, but you have no idea. And so you just keep going. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. I've been there. So make sure you have a stable internet connection. And remember, it's about the people. That's what this is about. It's about reaching your people, connecting with your people, staying connected with them. And so whatever it takes for that to happen. And so it may be Facebook Live, it may be YouTube Live, it may be changing the way you've thought about ministry up until this point. But we're, especially right now, when we can't gather with more than 10 people, we're at a place where we have to think differently. We have to think outside the box. And so it's really as simple as just grabbing your phone, hitting Facebook Live, and going. But at the same time, you do want to make sure that you're presenting yourself in the best way possible as well. And so that's in a nutshell, 30 minutes of what it looks like to live stream. So at this time, if you have a question, you can unmute yourself, and I'll be willing to answer any questions that you have.
Hey, Travis.
Yes, sir.
It's Tom Wagers here. Someone suggested to me that there might be a problem with people kind of grabbing your video on YouTube and being able to play with that and doctor it. And how secure is this?
I mean, we live in a day and age where people can grab your videos from online on almost any site. So if you uploaded them to your own website, I know programs where I can download that video. If you upload them to YouTube, I can download those. If you upload them to Facebook, I can download those. The reality is yes, people can download those, and if they want to, they can doctor them. What I would say to that is the chances of that happening are extremely slim, almost slim to none. So I wouldn't worry about that as much. And as long as you have the main recording, then you have nothing to worry about, because you can show them, no, this is what the main recording is.
Okay, so you should keep your recordings a file.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in case.
Yeah. I mean, if you're worried about that, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, Travis, Steve Berry here.
Yes, sir.
If I didn't want to do a live thing and I wanted to pre-record a video, what is the best way to do that and then edit it? And where's the best place to post that? Can I still post that on Facebook or?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to know where your people are. So if your people use Facebook more, then yeah, I'd post it to Facebook. If they use YouTube more, I'd post it to YouTube. Most likely, like I said, not a whole lot of people use YouTube as much anymore. I'm a big fan of YouTube, but I get made fun of it. So Facebook is the place that I think would be the best. And you could just use your phone. If you have a good quality camera on your phone, you could just use your phone to record yourself. And most phones have basic editing tools, so where you could, if you want to cut off the beginning or cut off the end, you could do that.
Okay, great, thanks.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
Hey, you did a perfect job.
Good. I hope that's a lot of information, and we understand that. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, it's going to be a lot of information coming real fast, real quick. And I want you to know that I'm here at the district office. We just want to make sure we put these tools in your hand as quickly as possible so you can use them. A lot of this stuff is stuff that Pastor Nate posted in the group. So if you're not part of the Northern New England District Assemblies of God Facebook group, look for it on Facebook, join it. There's a lot of information there as well. And so if no one else has any questions, you guys are absolutely good to go. And like I said, if you
Another
have,
perfect.
if you have anything, just give me a call.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Travis.
You're welcome.